What's up, guys? This is Neza as usual, and we are going to run our English lesson as it is. So, the way we are going to do this is you have to avoid the COVID 19 through all preventive measures. As you know, you have to wash your hands using hand sanitizer, and then you have to keep social distancing and remember to wear the mask every time you are going anywhere where you will meet people, and avoid all unnecessary moving around. In case you don't have something to do, keep it in your home and run on YouTube as we do. Here we go. We are going to run our English lesson as usual. So keep watching. I'm going to teach you, but keep watching. I'm going to show you how to use past simple and even the way we use past simple, as the lesson of today is past simple, how to form past simple and when to use past simple. It is for you good to know that in English we do have regular verbs and we have the irregular verbs. All those verbs have their own form of past simple. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to look more about the regular verbs and the irregular verbs and how we form the past simple of those verbs in English. Look at the following sentences. I walked to school yesterday. He paid for dinner last week. All these sentences are in the past simple tense. As we check all the verbs like this walked, and here we have paid. All these verbs are in the past simple tense. So you can ask yourself how we form past simple. Simply for regular verbs, we take the verb in which we have, and we add ed. Here we go. Let's take an example of verb to kick. We do say, I kicked the ball. This one is a past simple of the verb to kick. I kicked the ball. We added ed just to make kick. You closed the door. You closed the door. He wiped the table. She cooked dinner. It rained yesterday. Make sure the addition of ed is only done on regular verbs. Simply, the addition of ed is only done on regular verbs. We do say, we walked to school. You watched tennis match. They marked the test. On the verb that ends in e, we do not add ed, but we add d, simply d. Let's take a look at the verb like leave, close, wipe. How do we form the past simple on those verbs that end of d? The addition of d at the end of verb that end of e instead of ed. So in the case we add ed, we will double the e here, but we simply add d for sure. We do say, I lived here in 2012. He closed the window. They wiped the floor. On the verb that ends in a y preceded by a consonant, in case y is preceded by a consonant like spy, envy, study, How do we make this? Don't confuse yourself. In case we have verbs that are ended by y preceded by a vowel, it is not the same. Simply note this. When the verb ends in y preceded by a consonant, we simply change y into I. The rest y becomes I. Then we add ed as usual. For example, here we say he spied on his neighbors. This was y, then we change it into I. We envied her cousin. This one was y, we change it into I before we add ed. They studied a lot. So those ones was examples. And how do we form past simple for irregular verbs? On irregular verb, we have unique past simple. That means each verb has its own past simple. That one we say unique. For example, on build, we would say, I built that shed last year. And again, on teach, we would say, she taught English in the 1990s. On land, we say, she learned the marathon in 2012. So how do we form questions? To understand more on this one, irregular verbs, check the lesson we ran and check the irregular verbs list in which I have given you. So how do we ask questions in past? For all verbs, irregular and irregular verb, we do the same. We use did plus verb as usual. When we're asking questions, use did before, then you use verb after. For example, did she talk to him this morning? Did you ride your bicycles yesterday? Did they work on the farm last year? All those are ways of asking questions. Then how can we negate when we want to make a negative form? For all regular and irregular verbs, we also do the same. We use did and not, or simply say didn't, plus verb. For example, you can say, I didn't want to come over last night. We didn't walk to school this morning. And they didn't listen to the radio yesterday. Past simple in use. When and how do we use past simple? We simply use past simple for the things that happened at a specific time in the past. For example, we do say, just to be specific, when does the action or something happen? Yesterday, this morning, in 2019, in 1990s, and so on. Let's take examples. We do say, he left for New York yesterday. This word yesterday shows a specific time in the past. Exact time. Yesterday. We ate our breakfast this morning. They got married in 209. We've been talking about the use. It is used on specific time and also in questions after when. We also use past simple. When did you buy that ticket? This question. When did she graduate from high school? And thank you for watching. This was a very useful thing for you. And check the pinned questions, just the link which I have pinned, so that you can run and answer those questions. It is a review questions for exercise. So thank you for watching, and we will also do the sessions of running English as usual Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share so that every time when I upload a video, you will get it very easily. You will get a notification through the email of your parents or your phone in case you have a phone. So keep running. We are together. Thank you so much.